Everyone, welcome back to my channel for today's episode of Coffee, Crime, and Crafts. I know it's been a little while. I did take a more relaxed approach to posting videos over the summer, but now September is upon us already. I can't even believe we're almost, we're a little better than halfway through September because I don't know what happened to our summer this year. It just seemed to whiz by. My vacation time is all over, and that being said, it's time for me to return to a more regular schedule and to start posting videos again on a more regular schedule. So I'm going to upload this Coffee, Crime, and Craft video today. I already have things pulled to do an update crafting video next week. And I also have preliminary outlines done for 2 more Coffee, Crime, and Craft videos, which will get recorded and uploaded in subsequent weeks. So today we're going to discuss a 22-year-old unsolved murder case from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, the senseless murder of 19-year-old Jason MacCullough. So today I am curled up with my favorite dark roast coffee and one of my cross-stitch projects. If you've been following me for a while, you would have seen this piece lots of times because I've been working on it for the last, almost 4 years in bits and pieces. It is a very large piece called Death by Cross Stitch. It's designed by Long Dog Samplers, and I decided to work on it this month as part of Sampler September. It's a monochromatic piece, so there are no color changes at all, and hopefully I can follow along with this section of border that I'm going to try working on while I'm talking about the case today. So grab your beverage of choice and your craft, and let's get started. So the city of Dartmouth, nicknamed the City of Lakes, is actually located in the Greater Halifax Regional Municipality. In Nova Scotia, Canada. In 1999, when our story takes place, Dartmouth was still considered its own city, and the population would have been around 65,000 people. Jason MacCullough, at the time, was 19 years old, and he had graduated from Dartmouth High School the year before, and he was living with his parents on Russell Street in Dartmouth. While he decided, what he wanted to do with his future. Jason had already been accepted to 2 universities. He was accepted to St. Mary's University as well as Dalhousie University. And he was also thinking of joining the Navy as a way to, build his career and fund his education. On the night of Friday, August the 27th, 1999, Jason attended a party at a friend's nearby residence on Joseph Young Street. Just after 1 a.m. Friday, like late Friday night, or technically I guess it's early Saturday morning, Jason left the party to walk the short distance home to Russell Street. The route he walked took him through a well-used shortcut. Took him through a well-used shortcut that went through Highfield Park, which was a children's playground that connected Joseph Young Street to Pinecrest Drive. Now, at approximately 1:30 a.m., residents in the nearby duplex housing heard a gunshot and called police, also stating that although they did not see anyone, they did hear footsteps running away. So police attended the area and they located Jason's lifeless body on the path located between 100 and 104 Pinecrest Drive. He had been shot once in the back of the head at very near point blank range. He was less than 6 blocks from home at the time. So police cordoned off the area and the surrounding area and began their investigation. The location was a densely populated residential area, and the shortcut was a well-traveled paved pathway. It wasn't a high-end neighborhood, but it certainly wasn't the worst or the most dangerous area. Even though police canvassed the area multiple times, no one ever came forward saying that they had witnessed an altercation or that they had seen any suspects fleeing the scene. Jason had never been involved in any sort of criminal activity. He was a good kid, and police determined that there was no financial, sexual, or personal motive for the shooting. Jason had not been robbed. The killer took nothing of value, nor had he been assaulted or harmed other than the single gunshot wound. So Jason's murder was considered to be unique in Dartmouth. In the end, it was thought to be a random act of violence. It is possible it was a case of mistaken identity, or that he stumbled across something and was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. But police didn't really have a whole lot to go on. Jason's parents, Alan and Carolyn McCullough, made a public plea for information at a press conference on the following day, which would have been Sunday, August 29th. They shared information about Jason, who was known for helping elderly neighbors with their groceries and their yard work, for shoveling their snow in the wintertime, and he was a chief scout with Scouts Canada. He also volunteered as a leader with the Boys and Girls Club, and they could not understand how there could be no suspects at all no motive, and very few leads. His mom, through tears, said, "We had 19 good years with this kid. I only wish we could have had more." Now I'm just going to end off my thread here because it's getting really short. Okay, I've ended off that thread and I've just started a new one. Excuse me. And we'll continue with our story. So Jason's parents did a press conference trying to get any information at all, asking whoever may have seen something to come forward and, provide details to the police. The 1990s overall saw a decrease in violent crime in Canada. However, by the end of the decade, Nova Scotia was the only province to report an increase. For years, police often stated that they believed there were indeed people in the area that witnessed the murder. Constable Jeff Carr said that he believes the case will never move forward until a witness is found. They have also said that any witness that came forward with viable information would not be charged with failing to report a crime, which is an issue that police thought might be hampering someone from stepping forward. Unfortunately, the close-knit neighborhood Jason was killed in was believed to be against cooperating with the police, almost as if they felt police didn't help their neighborhood, so why should they help the police? In 2014, there was an interview done, and Jason's father, Alan McCullough, again said, "It's going to take the right person to step forward. There's people who have witnessed it and are living with it. Do the right thing." So the province of Nova Scotia has a Rewards for Major Unsolved Crimes program. And this program offers tipsters $150,000 for information in certain cases. Jason's unsolved homicide is one of 100 cases listed in this program. From the night of the murder until he retired in 2008, the lead investigator for the case was Tom Martin. He was considered to be one of the most experienced investigators with Halifax Regional Police Service. Whoops, wrong hole there. There we go. So he was believed to be one of the most experienced investigators with Halifax Regional Police Service. During his career, he was involved in over 500 major cases, and he worked closely with the RCMP, and together they interviewed at least 250 people looking for any scrap of evidence that would provide a lead in Jason's murder case. They did learn that 3 hours prior to Jason's death, 3 males broke into the home of an acquaintance located on Pinecrest, just a few meters away from the path. Now, this was an acquaintance of theirs, not an acquaintance of Jason's, the home that they broke into. The assailants pointed a gun and demanded money at that residence. They stole several $100s, but they all lived in the area and they were later arrested. They pled guilty to the robbery charges, but they were never charged in connection to Jason's murder because a connection tying them to the crime could not really be established. Police at the time did release composite sketches of the 5 men. Who were believed to have been seen in the area and who were considered to be persons of interest. Whoops. Just hit the camera. There we go. But no one ever came forward. Like there was no one from those sketches that were ever positively identified. In April of 2005, police announced that they'd received information regarding a female they believe may have been at Highfield Park on the night of the murder. They did launch a search to find this person, but it's not really known if the female was ever really identified. Tom Martin, in a 2014 interview, said that the only way the case, Tom Martin, in a 2014 interview, said that the only case investigated in Nova Scotia to the same degree as Jason's was the 1989 disappearance of Kimberly McAndrew. And she had vanished from the Canadian Tire parking lot on Quinpool Road. And foul play was also suspected in her case, which has never been solved. She was also 19 years old at the time. On the 20-year anniversary of Jason's murder, which was August 28th of 2019, Halifax Regional Police did a news release reiterating their message that investigators still believe several people in the area witnessed the crime, and they urged them to come forward with any information, regardless of how small. They blame the lack of witness information on a breakdown of communication between the police and the community. And they also believe that without new information in this case, it is going to remain very difficult to solve. Eventually, Highfield Park was renamed Jason MacCullough Memorial Park. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Halifax Dartmouth North organized an annual Walk Against Violence to honor Jason, as well as other victims of violent crimes. Each year, the 2-kilometer walk through the park attracts hundreds of community leaders and residents, including police, media, and families who have lost loved ones. October of 2018, more than 200 people were in attendance, including Jason's mother, Carolyn McCullough. She read from a statement saying, and I'll quote here, "For one evening, we are not alone. We have a lot of people who really care and know what we are feeling." Jason would have been 41 years old this August. That's like just a month ago. He would have had he would have been 41 years old. His young photo still hangs on the wall of Dartmouth High School, and each year a graduate is awarded the Jason MacCullough Memorial Scholarship. I guess, there isn't a whole lot more that can be said about this case. There isn't any more evidence to talk about. It is a real shame that someone hasn't been able to provide police with any concrete leads that could provide, closure, at least to Jason's parents. I will say that should you have any information that could assist the McCullough family and the police in catching Jason's killer, again, the provincial government of Nova Scotia is offering up to $150,000 for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of that person. You can call the Rewards for Major Unsolved Crimes program at 1-888-710-9090. You can also provide tips anonymously through Crime Stoppers. You can do that by calling toll-free to 1-800-222-TIPS, which is 8477. Or you can submit a secure anonymous tip through their website at www.crimestoppers.ca, or you can do it via the P3 Tips app. I don't particularly like unsolved cases, but I do think that they deserve attention so they stay fresh and maybe new information can come to light. I want to thank you once again for joining me for this week's episode of Coffee, Crime, and Crafts. I hope you managed to get some work done on your own craft today. I did manage to get a little section of this border done. It's difficult to do when you're working 1/1 and you're trying to look at it through the camera, I will say. I hope you did enjoy this episode. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any other uploads that I have. And now that summer is over, as I said before, I'll be back to uploading these videos every second week. And I will also be uploading my regular floss tube videos with updates of my various crafts every few weeks. If you'd like to help support my channel and the time it takes to research and prepare each of these episodes, feel free to check out the Buy Me a Coffee link. I will include that in the description box below. Sometimes because these videos especially are about crimes, they do tend to get demonetized, and that's the only reason I put the Buy Me a Coffee link in there. So until next time, thanks for joining me. Stay safe, happy crafting, and I'll see you again.